Hi, I'm Kari with Connection Centered Parenting. Today, I want to talk with you about power struggles. It's important to know that power struggles with teens are something nearly every parent has experienced. Whether it's over curfew or screen time or chores, these struggles can feel like a constant battle. But the truth is, these power struggles often stem from a deeper need for independence and control. Today, I want to talk about how to break free from these challenging cycles and create a more respectful, open communication with your team. Plus, we'll touch on how taking an effective break can help both you and your team navigate these moments more calmly. First, let's understand the root of power struggles. Adolescence is a time when your teen is striving for independence. As their brains develop, they begin to push boundaries and test limits. This is a natural part of their development, and it's important. They are becoming young adults, and they need to learn how to do this effectively. Research from the National Institutes of Mental Health explains that the teen years, the brain undergoes significant changes, particularly in the areas responsible for decision making, risk assessment, and emotional regulation. This means your teen is wired to test the limits and assert control over their own environment. While this is completely normal, it can lead to a lot of friction between you and your teen, especially if your parenting style leans more toward control or if you're feeling overwhelmed by their need for independence. This is where power struggles often begin. Why are power struggles harmful? Well, the problem with power struggles is that they don't lead to positive outcomes for either you or your team. When power struggles escalate, they often result in frustration, resentment, and a lack of communication, which is the opposite of what we are hoping for as parents. Research has shown ongoing power struggles can actually damage the parent teen relationship, making it even harder to communicate effectively and work together through the challenges life brings your way. So, how can you break the cycle of a power struggle? First, shift your mindset. The first step in breaking power struggles is to change your own mindset. Rather than viewing your team as someone you need to control, it's important to start seeing them as someone that you get to guide. This subtle shift can help you move away from the mindset of a battle and into the mindset of cooperation. A study in child development found that teens who feel their parents see them as partners in decision making have better emotional regulation and communication skills. Two, offer choices, not ultimatums. Teens crave autonomy. They are seeking it at every turn. And giving them choices is one of the best ways to break those power struggle cycles. Instead of telling them what they must do, offer a choice. For example, would you prefer to do your homework before dinner or after dinner? Or you can have 30 minutes of screen time, or you can earn 60 minutes by completing your chores first. Giving teens options empowers them to make decisions, which strengthens their independence without causing resistance. Okay. Three, use calm, assertive communication. Instead of raising your voice or becoming defensive, practice calm, assertive communication. Studies have shown that teens respond much better to parents who remain calm and composed, even in the face of frustration. Stay grounded and communicate your boundaries without escalating the situation. Four, learn how to take a break. Power struggles can quickly become overwhelming, and sometimes the very best thing to do is take a break. If you feel yourself starting to escalate or your teen is becoming too emotional, it's important, not just okay, but important to pause the conversation. Taking a break allows the two of you to cool down and reflect before continuing the discussion. Taking breaks during conflicts allows both parties to re regulate their emotions and return to the conversation with clearer, calmer perspectives. Now, here's what's important. When you take a break, giving yourself 10, 15, 30 minutes is important. But at the moment you are taking a break, it's important to communicate that you will return to the conversation later and give it a time to try and return later. This is important because it's often left that when you take a break, you never return to the conversation. These conversations are important for you and your team. Be sure that you make it clear that you have a time to return. As an example, I think we both need to cool down for a few minutes. So let's take a 15-minute break and then we'll come back to this. A well timed break can help both you and your teen avoid saying things in the heat of the moment that you don't really mean or that you might regret later. 5, set clear expectations and consequences. Having clear, consistent expectations is absolutely important for breaking this cycle. Instead of focusing on the punishment, focus on the natural consequences. For example, if they don't finish their homework, the consequence might be that they don't have time for fun activities later. Research shows that natural consequences teach teens responsibility and encourage better decision making. Why does this work? Well, when you break the power struggle cycle, you begin to shift the dynamic from conflict, cooperation. Studies have shown that when parents use positive communication strategies and they give their teens space for autonomy, they foster stronger, more positive relationships. This creates an environment where both you and your teen feel heard and respected, making it easier to collaborate on solutions rather than instantly and constantly fighting over control. Power struggles don't have to be a constant part of your relationship with your teen. By shifting your mindset, offering choices, using calm communication, and knowing when to take a break, you can break this cycle and move toward more respectful, productive interactions. And remember, it's not about control, it's about connection. When you approach these situations with empathy and understanding, you're building a foundation of trust and respect that will last long after the struggles have ended.